Hey everyone, Liz here. I'm going to give you guys a quick update on the bumper fire burning here in Dorado County. I am currently at the Evacuation Center in Diamond Springs in Dorado County. You can see here, this is the Evacuation Center sign right here. I just pulled up a few minutes ago and there's not a lot going on at this exact moment. A few people are here. We're going to go inside and talk to some of the people who had to evacuate, but just so you kind of understand, again, we are in Diamond Springs, a small town in Dorado County, southwest of here. So this way behind me is where the bumper fire is burning, and northwest of here, right behind me this way, is where the Omega fire is burning. And those are the two fires that are burning in Dorado County right now. There's also the Sunset fire burning in the Roseville area. So we'll keep you posted on all of them, but right now I am at the Evacuation Center for the bumper fire, which as of, I want to say about 30-ish minutes ago, was about 30 to 35 let me see, let me check on this. Hold on, 30 to 35 acres. Yeah, so it's not a massive fire, but there are evacuations in place. It is going through a pretty rural area, but we are told that it is going through, even though it's a rural area, it's an area where there are homes. So anyways, I'm gonna go inside this evacuation center right now, where there's just a few people. It's nice and air conditioned in here. And hi Vince, thanks again for watching here. I'm gonna take a seat here. We're gonna chat with Missy. Say hi to the dog. And don't mind my phone. My phone still works, just looks like this. Remind me, Steve.
Yeah, Steve.
Steve. Okay, so I'm here with Steve. Hey everybody, if you have questions, let me know. I'll try to get them answered. If not, in this Facebook Live throughout the night here. Again, we're talking about the bumper fire right now in Dorado County. Steve, you had to evacuate. Walk me through what happened as this all went down.
Yeah, I'm sharpening a chainsaw at about 2 o'clock, give or take, in the afternoon. And my neighbor comes out and says there's a fire. So the fire's just right behind the building that I'm in. So I just go around the corner and I look at it and I see this plume coming up, and then I know, wow, it's so close. You know that this fire is very close. And then I called all my other neighbors. I called the neighbor that's next to me that has a couple horses, and she didn't know about it, and she wasn't home. Her kid is 18 that was home, and he didn't know about it. So she called him, and I went over and said, if you need help with the horses, that I'll come in and help you. And she said that she called the father, and the father's on his way. He lives close by, and he's got a horse trailer. So he's gonna be there to pick him up. So, don't worry about the horses, and she's gonna be, trying to get through China Hill to get to the place.
So what street are you on? And
I'm on Bumper Road.
You're on Bumper Road, and then
off of China Hill.
And off of China Hill, and where did you see the fire?
Well, the fire is on China Hill off of Bumper Road. It's almost where they intersect, basically. It's up the street. When I left our road, Bumper Road, and hit China Hill, and you look to the right, about 50 yards up the street, and that's where everyone is. So that's where the fire actually, that's where it is. I mean, it's so close. It's like 400 yards, 300 yards from my house.
From your house.
In a straight line.
Were there already firefighters or resources on the ground by the time you saw it?
Well, sure they were by then, yes.
Yeah.
And big rigs were coming in. When I left, I probably left at 3 o'clock or something like that. And when I left, giant trucks were coming in, bulldozers that were so big that they were wide loads, and you had to pull totally off just about the road. They were so wide, so they had a lot of manpower. At least I saw the helicopter come, and a couple big ships. The big planes came by, and then I didn't see them do anything, but they were just looking. And then I saw the helicopter starting, coming from different directions. Describe for me and for all of us who aren't familiar with this exact area. Again, we're talking about the bumper fire right now. What this area kind of, is it very rural? Well, yeah,
what's it kind of like?
This is a mile out of the little town of El Dorado, where the famous bar Poor Red's is, and it's 1 mile south of there, and it's just inland a little bit west, and there's a big canyon. It's a 1,000-foot drop next to this fire. It goes all about 1,000 feet, 900 feet, all the way down, and it goes all the way up to where PJ's is. It goes north. The canyon, and it ends a little past Bumper Road.
Okay.
And that's what, the people want to keep the fire from getting in that canyon. But it's right on the edge of the canyon is where it started.
When was the last time that you had to evacuate this area, like in terms of...
I never did.
This is the first time?
Yes. in our area, absolutely.
Okay, and what made you come to this evacuation center?
Well, it's the only one that I knew.
Yeah.
I have some other friends, but I haven't contacted them yet, and I just said, you know, they may put it out. I didn't really have to leave, even though it's mandatory, but since I had my dog, I didn't want to deal with her, and all my neighbors seem to be taken care of. And there's 13 people on our block that really had to be, 13 homes had to get out of there because the way out is actually where the fire is, and there isn't any other road out of there except the dirt road off the side, or I can go down the street with her, hike to a creek, and then back up to, you know, and so you can make it out, but not driving.
Right.
So.
Well, the good news is on my way here, I was speaking to as we arrived here, I was speaking to a volunteer fire official who said that he thinks that they're getting a handle on the bumper fire. So that's some good news. But I mean, how, you know, did it seem like they were definitely the firefighters working to protect the buildings and the structures?
Well, you can't see anything because I'm over the hill. They just contacted us for evacuation. So it wasn't, you know, all I had to do was go over this hill, and then it would be, you know, big time where you, you know, what else was I thinking of saying? I'm trying to think. There's one more thing.
Yeah, if you think of it, you can let me know. I'll just so all of you who are just joining us, we're talking about the bumper fire right now. I'm at the evacuation center for that fire in Diamond Springs in El Dorado County just about 2 hours ago. Would you say it was about 2 hours ago?
Yeah, it started about 2 o'clock, give or take, this or that.
About 2 o'clock is when this fire broke out.
Fires at one time. There was 2 separate fires, plumes coming up, and then they merged back into one when I left.
Okay.
And so, you know, and then I left maybe 15-20 minutes after the helicopter started dropping.
Okay.
And I've been there, you know, from 2 to 3 o'clock, let's say. So within that 45-minute period, they already had helicopters there. They had a bunch of crews up there. They closed the road down. CHP closed the road. They wouldn't even let other people from Bumper Road onto Bumper Road. Off of 49, they had to just go south.
Okay.
And people said, 3 people in front of me, 3 cars in a row all said, I have horses there, and they said, hey, you just got to go. You are not going, you know.
Yeah. Was there traffic getting down? Or was there traffic getting down and evacuating?
Well, there was cars all over the place.
Yeah.
2 or 3 cars along the road are taking pictures of the fire because there were incredible pictures from that spot. You could see the whole thing.
Yeah.
And other cars, there was like 3 or 4 behind me, 3 or 4 cars coming in, and then I had the big bulldozer that took the whole road, 5 or 6 fire trucks. I mean, it's a mess. You can't believe the people that get red in the face, and man, the guy jumped out of his car when the guy said, hey, you can't get in your house. He goes, what about my horses? He walked up to the cop, and the cop looked like he's starting to grab for his stun gun or something. I mean, seriously.
No, it's a scary,
you know,
I mean, it's sad and scary for a lot of people.
You know, you just got to back off. And, but people get, you know, upset.
Right.
And you could see the way that people are driving even next to you, missing you by 6 inches on the road.
Right.
You know, I pulled all the way to the right, and people were like in the middle of the road. Running me over, you know.
Totally.
So, and it was the, you know, some of them
how
were the
how far? When I try to head up there soon, how far is it? How far a drive from here to there?
You know, from here, it's just into the next town, Little El Dorado. It's 2 miles, and then it's 1 mile down 49, and then 1 mile in to the place.
Pretty close.
So 4 miles away.
All right, cool. All right, thanks, Steve.
So that's why.
Thank you. Okay, cool. I appreciate it. And let's say I have another update for you guys, but here's Missy. Hi, Missy. Sweet little dog.
She's all right.
She's cute. All right, thanks so much.
No, sure, thank you.
All right, guys, so just to kind of wrap up again, I'm at the evacuation center for the bumper fire in El Dorado County. This evacuation center is in Diamond Springs. If you want updates, you should go to El Dorado Sheriff on Twitter. They're giving updates on where the evacuation centers are, where the evacuation notices are. So I would really suggest that as a resource. We'll try to tweet those out as much as we can as well. But anyways, I think now we're going to try and head up closer to where the fire is to get a sense of what's happening more on the ground there. But again, this is the evacuation center, and the person we were just speaking to did evacuate and said literally the flames were basically next to his home, and he saw them and he was able to get out. So I was told that it sounds like they might be getting a handle on the bumper fire, but at this point we don't have totally complete updated numbers, so I'm going to refrain from saying too much more. Anyways, let me know if you have questions, continue to, and I'll try to get them answered throughout the night. Thanks for watching, guys. See you soon.